Hey, what's up? I'm back with another tutorial and I'm going to be showing you how to create this cool glowing orb all within Illustrator, just using some blurs and glows and cool effects like that. And I'm going to show you how to create it from scratch, just using some simple shapes as well. So first up, because it's sort of like a magical type of orb, it could be from another world, something like that. It's just a concept. You want to find colors that are really like neon colors or bright colors or like mysterious colors. Try and go for like interesting bright blues and purples and even like neon greens as well would look pretty cool. So just experiment. I get these colors from Adobe Color CC, so you can go online and look them up. If you have a subscription, you can just get them for free, which is super cool. So first up, I'm just going to press M for the rectangle tool, drag a box out, and I'm just going to make it a dark purple color that I've already got here in my swatches panel. As you can see, I got a palette here, and we want the background to be black or a dark color, so we have that nice contrast. So I'll just make it the same purple like that. And what I'm going to do now is make a circle for the orb. So I'm going to press L for the ellipse tool, and I'm just going to hold Alt and Shift and drag out that circle. And what I'm going to do, I'm just going to change the color so we can see what's happening. And cool, so we have our initial orb, and I'm just going to select my main color, and my main color is going to be this like purpley color. As we can see here, we've got a light version and we've got a sort of pastel-y version. So we have this, and what we're going to do is just going to create stacks of gradients on top just to make it layered and make it look cool. As well, we're going to be using transparency panels and modes here, which I'll show you. So first up, so we have our orb here, and now what I'm going to do, I'm going to make a duplicate. Press Ctrl C, Ctrl F. So what I'm going to do first up, I'm going to select this orb. I'm going to actually go to my appearance panel. As you can see here, I'll click on the little FX drop down menu in that panel, and I'm going to go to stylize and add a glow straight out of the gate. So I'm going to click add a glow. I'm going to press preview, and what I'm going to do is actually change this blue color to one of the purple colors I have in my swatches panel. So I'll pick this lighter color. Yeah, it's not the color I want. Man, I'll pick the purple, and you can see here what it's doing. It's actually adding that glow, so I can change the effect or the percentage of the blur to make it like a lot of blur. Just keep in mind you might get some banding. So I put it on 20. You can bump up the opacity if you want, or I can bump it down, and you can leave it on screen. It's totally cool. Press OK, and you can see now we have this effect added to this orb here, and we got this cool glow effect. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to duplicate this circle, press Ctrl C, Ctrl F on top of it, and we have this orb. I'm going to turn off the outer glow on this orb, so press delete on the bin in your appearance panel, as you can see on my right hand side. So now we just have a circle like this, like that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change the color to a lighter purple there. I'm going to press Shift X, and you can see in my gradient panel it's shifted the stroke from fill to a stroke. I'm going to bump the stroke up to about 2 points, maybe 3 points. And what I can actually do here is put on a gradient. So I'm going to click the gradient bar here, the gradient slider, and now we have a gradient added to the actual stroke. And now what we're going to do, because the color is not the right color we need, and the opacity transparency is not the right transparency, we're going to change the transparency to color dodge, and I'm going to change the gradient to a linear. That's why we couldn't see it, because it was on radial. So now it's on color dodge and it's on linear, and you see you get this cool fade effect, and it adds a bit of a rim light to add a bit of dimension to that shape there. So now what I can do, I can actually rotate the circle, or I can just use the angle tool here to type in the angle I want. I can do 90 degrees, I can do 120. I can click this little button here with the 2 arrows and the squares and actually flip it just to quickly rotate it if I want. But I kind of like this stroke here, it's looking good. And a cool tip I'm gonna show you now is that what happens is the stroke, it goes on either end of the path, but we want the actual stroke to be inside of the path. So I'll click my 3 little stroke panel here. So you can go to window, click on stroke, and what I'll do, I'll click this align stroke and I'll change it to the third one which makes it the stroke go on, or the stroke goes on the outside. You can see how that looks. You can also put it on the inside as well, which looks good. So you can press the second one or the third one there and it will look fine. So cool, we're starting to add some dimension, starting to look a bit cool. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get this back shape and I'm gonna duplicate that by pressing Control C, Control F. If you're on a Mac, remember you press Command instead of Control. And that's gonna duplicate that. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change that to a color dodge or even overlay. That's a bit dark. You can do screen as well. I always like using color dodge, it gives it a nice color. And I'm gonna make this fill a gradient. And if you're on the stroke or fill, you can always switch by pressing X to switch it, and you can press Shift X to flip it, which is handy. So I'm gonna add that, click on the gradient slider, and now we got this cool like gradient effect. And I'm just gonna shift it by putting my mouse over the angle and just doing shift, holding shift and moving my mouse wheel. So that's looking cool. I can adjust it by moving this slider. Keep in mind that I have this purple slider here, and you want to make sure that these colors are similar and make the other color 0%. If it wasn't 100, you can see the effect makes it more brighter, but I don't want that. I want it to have a bit more of a fade so I can see the background color there. As you can see the difference there. But I get this like nice pink neony color, which I like. So cool, that's looking awesome. Now what I can do, I can add a bit of a shadow on the bottom of the shape to make it look like it's floating. So I'll press L for the ellipse tool again, hold out Alt, and I'm just gonna drag out a circle like this. I'm gonna change it to the background color. So if you press I for the eyedropper tool, you'll see my mouse change. See this little mouse thing? I'm gonna select the same color as the background. Now I'll select my shape, go to the transparency panel, and click multiply. And you'll see we'll get this cool effect where it multiplies the color on top of the other one, which mixes it and makes it look really dark. But I want to add a blur to it so it has a nice effect. So I'll go to my appearance panel on the right here. I'll click FX, stylize. Sorry, I'll go to blur, Gaussian blur, press preview so I can see what it looks like. I'll add about 7 pixels, press OK. And now I'll drop the opacity, as you can see in my transparency panel here. Drop my opacity to 30%, maybe 50%. And there we have it, looking cool. I can adjust as I want. Bring that up. So it looks like now the orb is floating and the light is coming from the top. So awesome, that's looking cool, it's looking fresh. Now what we can actually do is actually add some cool like electrical effects or some texture on it. So what I'm going to do is press N for the pencil tool. Yes, Illustrator has a pencil tool, which I didn't use much, but for this one I am. So you see the pencil tool on the left, the shortcut key is N. And literally I'm just going to use my mouse and draw a path. So I'm going to do a squiggly path, click and try and drag in one stroke. Try and make it look interesting. I'm gonna go to my swatches panel and click on the color. So that kind of looks interesting. I can redo it if I don't like it, so I can just delete it. And until I like it. So you can always play around. Okay, that looks kind of cool. I'm gonna bump the stroke up to 2. I'm gonna change it to color dodge, see what that looks like. I can go to overlay as well, see what that looks like. And I'm gonna click on my gradient tool again. So select my stroke, go to the gradient tool, click on the slider. So we get a bit of a fade effect that going on. And I'm gonna make sure this is, the slider is at 100%. And I can put it on overlay or color dodge. Color dodge looks alright. I'll leave on color dodge for now. So yeah, that's looking cool. Got a bit of effect going. Just adds some interest to the piece, which is what we want. We want to make it interesting. We want to make it look cool. And if it's for like a concept art or for a poster or whatever, then you know we want to make sure that it has some character to it. So what I'm doing, I'm gonna add a bit of texture to the actual middle part of the orb here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna duplicate this circle here. I just want to get rid of all the effects, so it's just got no effects on it. I'll get rid of the glow. So we just have a shape here. So what I'm gonna do with this shape now is I'm gonna make it dark. So I'll use the gradient tool, I'll make it black, make sure that's at 100. So you look at my slider here, I'm just gonna hold Alt to duplicate the little slider. So you can see these little circles, you can hold Alt and duplicate it. And I'll make one slider white. Make sure the shape is selected. I'll drag and drop that color. So we have sort of a black and white gradient here. I'll go to my appearance panel, click on FX, go to texture, and go to mosaic tiles. So this is a Photoshop effect, so it's going to be a raster effect, but it can still use it for web. So you can see it has like these nice tiling effect. And if I play around with the size, you can see we can get all these cool different effects. And it looks like an alien artifact, kind of. It looks interesting. So if you play around with that, you can play around with the grout width as well to get some weird patterns and things like that to make it look weird. And you can leave that at the bottom. So you can play around with these 3 sliders here till you like it. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to drag it on top of my circle there and just play around with these blending modes to see what looks best. So you can even see that looks pretty crazy. Screen tends to look good because it overlays it. Color dodge as well. Overlay is nice as well, but it makes the color go wild. But for this one, soft light's gonna look in the best. And I just want to bring it down a layer so you can see the difference when it's on the different layers. And I think I'm gonna leave it on this. And what I'm gonna do now is drop the opacity as well. So I'll put my mouse over the opacity bar and hold shift and just drop and roll my mouse wheel, because we only want the texture to show a little bit. We don't want it to be too overpowering. So when we zoom out, we can see, oh yeah, it's cool. It's got this nice little texture. So that's looking awesome. Now I just want to add some highlights to make it pop a little bit on the edges here. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna zoom in, make a circle like this. I'll use my gradient tool once again. I'm gonna drag and drop some of these purple colors that I have. And I'm gonna change the type of gradient from linear to actually radial. So you can see now we have this radial gradient here. And then what I'm going to do, I'm gonna bring it over to the side here. I'm gonna change the transparency to color dodge or even overlay. Color dodge works best though. I'm gonna turn one of the sliders off to 0%. And you wanna make sure you have the orb like this. If you flip it, it'll go like this, which is cool. But we want it to have this effect coming from the inside out. And then when we drag it over everything, it actually color dodges it and makes it all like shine brightly. And I can scale it up, but just try not to go outside of it. You can do that as well, but I try and have it right on the edge of the white so it like duplicates. And then I'll play around. You can, put them all over the orb or whatever you feel like. So it just adds that nice dimension and it's looking really, really cool. What I want to do now is though, I'll use that same effect to add sort of a glow to the background. So I'll duplicate this one holding Alt. I'll scale it up like this, bam, looking awesome. And what I like to do is keep my document clean. So I'm gonna make a clipping mask. I'll press M, and for the marquee tool, for the rectangle tool, make a box. I'll just change the color so you can see what's happening. So I have this shape and then this shape. What I'm gonna do is select them both, go to Object, Clipping Mask, Make. And once we've done that, you can see we have this clipping mask. And I'm gonna put it on the top there. And I can also duplicate it and put it on the bottom if I want. And add some nice atmosphere. I can also, just leave it on top as well, and you can see it adds an even deeper effect. But we just want to keep it subtle, and I can always just go in here and edit it. So I can double click and move this orb around. I can make it bigger and play around with it to get some nice effects. Another thing we can do as well is we can, still add some more orbs on the outside. So I can duplicate one of the inside orbs, and I'll scale it outside like this. I'll press Shift X so it turns into a stroke, and I can actually leave it on color dodge, but I don't really want a gradient. I just want to put it on one of the colors. So you can see, I'll zoom in, and you can see I'm just going through the purple color palette, and you can see what it's doing. So I kind of like these brighter colors that fits well, and it's on color dodge as well. So this pinky orb color makes it look awesome, and I can just duplicate that, paste it on top, and duplicate it like this. And I can even make it fade out. So for example, if I want this back one, I can maybe drop that to like 30%, and then I'll select this middle one, this one, to like 50%. So it looks like it's fading out each one. Just make sure you be careful with the selections. If you can go into outline mode as well. I'll press, it's Command Y or Control Y. You can go to view and do it this way as well. So you see somewhere around here where you can actually go into the outline mode. So I can select the path I want. As you can see here, I'll drop the opacity. This one's at 80%. So now it's like 180, 50, 30. Like it drops out as it goes out into the space or wherever this orb is. So it looks like it's fading out. So cool. So the orb looks very similar, but you can see this one looks nice as well. So yeah, there we have it. That's how you create a cool magical orb in Illustrator using some Photoshop effects, using some illustration effects, and just using some basic paths, overlays, and transparency, and a lot of color dodging. So when you do this and you have a nice color palette, it'll look really cool. And I'll just quickly see what it looks like in another color. I'll make a duplicate just in case. And what I like to do as well is actually I can change the color really easily by pressing M. I'll make a box over the whole thing, and then I'll put the fill on. And what I'll do, I'll go to my transparency panel, click the drop down and click on color, or you can click on hue, and I can actually drop down the opacity if it's too harsh, and I can just play around with different colors. So you can see purpley, orange, red. I can play around with some of these colors, green. So it's a really quick way of actually seeing what it will look like if you don't like the color. So it's just a quick way of overlaying that. So awesome, looking good. So yeah, hit the like button guys, hit the subscribe button, and let me know in the comments if you like this tutorial. If I was talking too fast, also let me know as well, because I know sometimes I get a little excited, but I love doing tutorials for you guys and helping you learn and grow. But yeah, you don't need Photoshop. You can do all these cool effects in Illustrator if you just know a couple of the cool tools that we have already. So yeah, thanks guys for watching. Leave a comment, hit subscribe, and I'll see you in the next tutorial.